And trust me, if you are in a situation where you're smashing your coworker, that is a recipe for disaster. There's nothing good that can come out of that. Peace, fam. It's your boy Dre from OG Reacts, and today you might have been abreast of what's been going on with our boy Cam Newton and Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock is a commentator, if you don't know, pretty established guy, but definitely a cat that is opinionated and has been marginalized in a lot of ways in the realm of sports news because of his stance on shit. He's super religious, and a lot of his opinions are far right, and so that ruffles the feather of those who are left or not super religious, and so, but nonetheless, this video is less about him and more about your boy Cam Newton. I've been watching Cam do his transition thing for the last year. He's now on First Take with Molly and Super Coon, Stephen A. And he also has a podcast. And I watched a couple of the podcasts. And I noticed it. I really started noticing it in the podcast. He had a couple of guests, male guests. Even the female guest, I can't remember her name, but she's like a relationship therapist or something like that. You probably know what I'm talking about. But I noticed the simping going on by Cam in those conversations. I remember distinctly a conversation about the Kardashian girl, Kim Kardashian, and he was basically bigging her up as a mogul and blah, blah, blah. And oh boy, can't remember his name, comedian, he was just like, what do you mean, man? She got in this business on her back. You know what I'm saying? And that's real. And that's not to say that she hasn't had some success at business. But her success is not because of her business acumen. It's because of her history of being on her back, period, right? And so, and I've noticed other stances that he's taken, and I guess I didn't want to believe it just because you have this kind of notion of black professional athletes as being, solid men, you know what I mean? But then I realized, and particularly for me, just because I'm older now, and so many of these athletes are close to my children's age now, you know what I mean? Cam's a little bit older, but he's close. So I know that, when you're in your 30s and your 20s, you don't know what you don't know, you know what I mean? And so to have these platforms now where you're taking stances and people are leaning on what you say, that's when it starts to get a little bit shaky. And so now we have this other shit that's kind of started to boil up. Stuff with Joy Taylor being accused of fucking her way up the corporate ladder. You have Molly, who is Super Coon's co-host on First Take. And I've been watching our boy Cam double down on the simping, right? So much so that now he's in a back and forth with Jason Whitlock, right? Now, anybody who knows Jason Whitlock he's a force to be reckoned with in the back and forth, right? Like, he's tried and tested and still here. He's gone up against plenty who didn't agree, had beef, whatever. He's weathered, right? And Cam is not. right? Cam is new to all this stuff. And arguably not smart enough yet, maybe ever, to toil with someone like Jason. And so, of late, they've been going back and forth. And so I just wanted to kind of like analyze this a little bit, because I think it's interesting how simping can go too far, and how some people who we wouldn't even think would be simping like this can be some of the biggest simps out there. So let's take a look at Jason's comments and what he's been talking about.
Here's Cam Newton yesterday talking about me and going off how I'm not that guy. Play the clip.
Hey, Jason Whitlock. Hey, my guy. No, you're not my guy. Guy, come here. You're not that guy, pal. You're not. That big rack of hers, that's inappropriate. That butter skin, that's inappropriate. Like, bro, you're not that guy. So
now, anybody who knows Joy Taylor, because and her shit is a whole other conversation, but anybody who knows Joy Taylor or have watched her, right? Joy Taylor leads with her tits. That's what she does. That's her MO, right? Like, most of the clips that you're going to see of her, maybe not at the anchor chair, but oftentimes in the anchor chair. But she's always got her tits out. She's a beautiful, beautiful woman, right? And so when Jason talks about the cans, nobody is surprised by that statement. Nobody is up in arms about it. And surprisingly, Cam is, which is crazy to me, because he notices her big ass titties. I'm sure, because every time she presents herself, she's leading with those. She's leading with the face card and with the titties. No doubt.
So to comment on something like this, bro, stay in your lane. Whether Joy did what she did, the accusations are true or not, stay in your lane, Jason. All right?
Now, another crazy statement by him, because if this isn't Jason Whitlock's lane, he has no lane. This is his lane. He is a sports and entertainment reporter, for lack of a better, correspondent, whatever you want to call it. This is very, very much his lane. The only person that is not in their lane is Cam. Cam is here because he can't play football anymore. And so he's trying something new. This is not his lane, and he's starting to show it. Like, as you watch this, you're going to realize that Cam might not need to be behind the mic. Cam might need to be a coach or something. Little league, college, I don't know. But he might not supposed to be behind the mic. Secondly is, it's a legal, publicly legal thing going on. So if it's about sports and it's public information, it is very much Jason's place to be.
It's, bro, like, you're having an outer body experience, and it's time for me to put you back in your body to let you know, bro, you're not that guy, pal.
Yeah.
So whether you want to speak on your 2 cents or not, keep it. Please do. Because, nah, it ain't that.
But
Joy, is she a very attractive woman? Absolutely. And it's not for me to make inappropriate statements, Jason, by saying that rack. Like, bro, come on, bro.
like Cam is an interesting cat, right? In large part because of that shit that be on top of his head. I don't know if I could, in the locker room, if every time I came, I'm showered up, I'm finishing my shit, and I see our leader up in front of the news people answering questions, being a fucking fashionista, it would drive me up the wall. It would drive me up the wall, in large part because that shit looks crazy. And that's not even his craziest. Like, he's got, he has some outlandish shit going on sitting on top of his head sometimes. But even more so, like, humbly, any cat that is overly conscious about fashion, to me, has a little bit more feminine energy than they need to. And that's just a real take on how I feel, right? Like, and so I'm sure that other people in that room, that locker room rather, felt that way about Cam. Just purely based upon what this nigga will put on top of his head.
Like, all right, let's put it like this, since we want to get personal. Like, who you sleeping with?
What she look like?
Like, bring her to the forefront, him to the forefront, because now you got to be open in these.
You gotta be, huh?
You know what I'm saying? And it ain't no shade, but I'm just keeping it a bug.
Yeah.
This is a person who's, bro, like, been a villain in the industry for years. So I'm like, bro, we want to see her, him, whoever. I'm not judging you, bro. I'm just saying, don't say no inappropriate things like that and not be questioned about that.
Bro is simping hard, right? Because he's questioning a tried and tested, experienced journalist, right? This man has been on TV, Jason Whitlock, for years talking about sports and culture and even religion and what have you. And if you pay attention, Jason never brought Cam into this picture. He's gonna talk a little bit about that, but he never talked about Cam until Cam went on this rant defending Joy Taylor and continuing to defend women in their position that are leading with their face or their tits or their body. And instead of talking about the allegations, instead of talking about what she's being accused of and the nature of that, this nigga wants to get on a tangent defending her. Now, here's what I think. I think two things, right? One thing I think is Cam is just trying to get some shine. And so he's attacking the hot topics. He's doing hot takes. And this is, part of him kind of establishing himself as a podder or a podcaster, right? So that's one. Two is I think Cam is either trying to secure the ass that he's already gotten, or he's trying to get ass. He's trying to make sure that that's always an option. That if he run up in those DMs of Molly or oh girl, that they will say, oh yeah, Cam, he defended me, so yeah, let's go out for drinks and talk more about that. Smash. If he hasn't done it already. Like, he's Cam Newton, so, and he's been smashing the baddest for a long time now. So, I think he got 4 baby mamas, I think. Not sure. But it's just crazy.
I wouldn't have taken 5 caffeine pills every day, but like everyone around me, I was consuming the same amount, but it was in
So the first thing Cam Newton has to do for me to fully understand this Who's that guy? What are we talking about here? Define that guy for me, Cam. And I say this in all seriousness. I would love to have this conversation with you on what makes someone that guy. And then ask yourself, do I want to be? Does Jason Whitlock want to be that guy? Because, maybe this is just a misunderstanding about what that guy is and whether or not I want to be it. Here's who I want to be, Cam. I want to be a Christian who provides biblical wisdom to young people and older people who reject, deny, don't fully understand, don't comprehend the wisdom that's spelled out in the Bible.
Now,
that's the guy
that's always been his
I'm
stance.
trying to be.
It's not my stance,
so,
and it's not why I enjoy listening to him. I
to the
listen
best
to
of
him
my
here and there
ability,
because he's a smart cat.
that's who I am. That's the guy that I want to be. I think Cam is insinuating that I'm not that guy because, in his view, you ain't that guy. You're not knocking off these 304s in television and on Instagram. You're not that guy. You can't talk about these women that are sleeping their way to the top because you're not that guy. You're not betting those women. And what I would say, Cam, is you're right. I'm not.
And I think it's a little bit of that. I think Cam is trying to make Jason feel bad just about aesthetics, right? Like, you shouldn't be talking about Joy because she's a beautiful woman and you would have no shot with her because you're not a beautiful, athletic man like me, right? That's where I think Cam is going with that. He's not that guy, right? And it's more, again, Cam is trying to align himself with women, with the feminist movement, almost. I don't even know if you call it that, but to be able to get in when he wants, to be able to walk in that circle and be like, hey, Cam, we still love you. But he doesn't realize that, bro, if you do that, then niggas gotta let you go. If you simping like that in public, outright, niggas is gonna have to let you go.
That guy. I don't want to be that guy. I'm trying to be a guy that reaches people like Cam Newton and say, being that guy is an actual mistake. And not to a full degree, but to a lesser, I've been that idiot guy. Cam, you had a father that was a minister or is a minister. Get off that damn podcast and just go talk to your daddy. And y'all open up a Bible and then ask yourself, are the things you're promoting, are they in alignment with what's in this book? Maybe you don't care about that book. Say that. But run around, Jason, you ain't that guy. You right, I don't want to be that guy. I reject that guy. That guy was an idiot. You don't have to be one, Cam, not forever. I used to be one. You don't have to be one forever. And some of you other athletes.
He's reading Cam.
You don't have to be an idiot forever. And yes, I know that there's a lot of rewards that the world will offer you for being an idiot and promoting idiocy and promoting death and destruction to young black people. And you just keep staying in that child sacrifice cult of that whole leftist movement. And you keep on worshiping mama, and you keep on worshiping black women, and you keep on making sure that everything out of your mouth pleases a woman. And then you keep looking at the results.
Simping.
the results will not be good. And so, yes, I mean, this man talking about what I said about Joy Taylor is inappropriate. What? What was inappropriate? She got a big rack? and me trying to tell other men,
Exactly.
don't get distracted by that big rack.
Right.
There's a lot of things that come along with it.
Right.
It will cost you your job. It will have you out here looking like a fool, and a simp. And it's me trying to say, don't be a simp like Emmanuel Acho.
Right.
They put a big rack and some peanut butter skin in front of me. Yeah, I'll do a show with Joy.
Right.
And it was a disaster. And me, I said, nice rack, love that.
And listen, man, the simping thing is real, and it comes in all shapes, forms, and sizes, right? It's whenever men, and for some reason, like, black men can simp like no others can simp on this planet. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because we've been raised by our mothers, and our mothers have us kind of indoctrinated in this feminine kind of, giving off this feminine kind of energy. But I just see black men simping all around the world, and it's the most unmasculine, some of the most unmasculine shit I can watch, right? Whenever a man prioritizes a woman's health, wellness, everything over his, to the point where she's not reciprocating, that is simping at its finest. And clearly it can be this. Ocho, basically, the way I heard it is that Jason sat down with her to potentially read for the show. He was like, nah, she's terrible. I don't want to do it. Plus, she looks too good, right? Like, I don't want that kind of pressure all the time, right? Then she sits down with Ocho, right? Now, by this time, I think that couch shit didn't already happen. They sitting on the couch with him covered in the blanket already. I don't know if that's before or after, but clearly Ocho was smashing. Clearly he was smashing. And trust me, if you are in a situation where you're smashing your coworker, that is a recipe for disaster. There's nothing good that can come out of that. There's nothing good that can come out of that. But Joy had intentions, right? So she was smashing with the intent of climbing. Ocho was smashing just because. And when you smash just because, you gotta have more dick discipline. You gotta have more dick discipline. And clearly Ocho, because listen, Ocho wouldn't be in this mess if he had more dick discipline. Trust me.
That peanut butter skin, I'm good. Not gonna do it. Not going to give her leverage over me. Because she can get leverage all kinds. She ain't got to give me none to have leverage over me. All she's got to do is not give me some to have leverage over me. Well, Jason asked for some of this, and I told him no. Now she's got leverage over me.
Right.
I'm giving you common sense, street smarts. It's biblical wisdom, but it works in the streets as well. Quit giving these women leverage over you. They're going to take you straight to hell. What do you think the Bible is about? What do you think the garden was about? Are you really this stupid?
Now, he's always going to reference the Bible.
You have to develop the character, the courage, the strength, the wisdom to say, I'll go Belle Biv DeVoe. Never trust a big butt and a smile.
That big button smile
That
has
guy?
taken down nations.
A guy with a brain, Cam,
Nations.
that's lived long enough to know what goes along with turning your life over to your penis. It doesn't end well. You will be STD riddled, baby mama and child support riddled. Your son will be confused about what a man is.
Reading him. He's reading Cam right now.
And the next thing you know, you and what's the girl's name? I can't even think of, what's the girl's name that Dwayne Wade's married to that's a demon?
Gabrielle Union.
Whatever her name is, dark.
Gabrielle
She
Union.
got that chocolate skin and a decent rack. But next thing you know, you and your son will
rack
be
ain't that
in a
decent.
dress somewhere because he don't know what a man is because you've been led around by your penis. And trust
Your
me,
woman is
there's
leading you around.
the
It's
most
crazy.
unholy
He's calling
place
them.
on
He's
earth
calling them
is
out.
a man's penis. I know mine is. Very unholy. Never thinks a good thought. Don't miss a second of Fearless.
So Cam, I don't know what you doing, bro. I don't know what y'all's opinion is on what he's doing out there, but Cam, to me, if he stays on this, I mean, maybe what will happen is that based upon his attempts at trying to get some, something going in his potting world, that he will learn some lessons, right? That one is that, there are motherfuckers who do this for a living. They are trained and do this for a living. They've been through the hard stuff. And so what you want to do, as opposed to be confrontational with these people, is have debate, have conversation, as opposed to you're being like jockish about it. Because Cam came off super corny almost in his clip. And Jason just ate. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't do much. It was simple for him. And he just ate. And Cam, I don't even know if Cam may and probably will have a response to it, but he shouldn't. He should be quiet, find sports to talk about for now, and gradually ease into, the topics of the culture. But not right now, Cam, because you're not ready for it. He's not ready for it. Interesting stuff. Keep your eyes on the story. Jason Whitlock versus Cam Newton. I will. Thanks for listening. It's your OG. Peace.